With high inflation over the past few years, resulting in the Federal Reserve increasing interest rates, this has created an opportunity to get higher interest rates on savings accounts, with some offering rates of over 4 to 5%. And if you aren't taking advantage of keeping your money in a high yield savings account, you're going to be missing out on generating some easy free money. And the reason for that is, if you have your money in one of the many big traditional banks, the majority of them are offering next to nothing when it comes to their savings account rates, as you can see here. So I put together this video of the 7 best accounts to help make it easier for you to decide and move into a high yield savings account so you can start earning more with your money. So first on the list is Ally Bank. Ally Bank has been around for quite some time and offers some of the leading industry online banking services. Currently, they're offering a 4.25% APY on their high yield savings account. That also comes with a few features, such as there are no monthly minimum balance requirements or monthly maintenance fees, as well as no minimum deposit to open an account. And the account is also FDIC insured for up to $250,000. Ally offers a savings bucket feature which aims to help you better manage your savings without the need for the use of multiple accounts. This allows you to organize and split your savings into different categories, and you can create up to 30 savings buckets per account, with each one being dedicated to a different goal, like an emergency fund, vacation trip, or saving for a home. Ally also has something called boosters, which is a combination of a few different small features. This includes reoccurring transfers, where you can have your money automatically transfer into your savings account, as well as having it set up to transfer into different savings buckets. The next one is surprise savings, where the spending on your linked checking account is analyzed to find areas where you could be saving more money. And it'll identify safe to move money in your account and move that over to your savings automatically. Ally states that this is only done in amounts under $100 and no more than 3 times a week. The third booster is called roundups, and this rounds up your spending to the nearest dollar and then transfers your money automatically to your savings account once you've reached at least $5 or more. Now, there is one catch to this roundups booster, and it's that you must have an Ally checking account linked in order to have this feature. And the transactions that are rounded up will be from your debit card purchases, electronic payments, and checks, all from your Ally checking account. And just to add this in here, Ally Checking does offer a 0.10% API on balances less than $15,000 and 0.25% for balances above $15,000. This is tiny compared to the savings account, but technically it's better than the typical checking account offered by some big banks. I think overall Ally is a pretty good high yield savings account that does have some decent features when it comes to optimizing your savings, along with the checking account that you could group it together with. Next on the list is Capital One, which is a well-known name in the banking industry, along with their offerings of some of the best credit cards on the market today. As well as they offer online banking and traditional in-person banking, their high-yield savings account has an APY of 4.3%. There is no minimum to open the account, along with no monthly or maintenance fees. The savings account is also FDIC insured up to the normal $250,000. Now, this high-yield savings account is pretty basic and doesn't offer anything special in terms of features. While you don't have the same savings bucket feature that was mentioned before, like with Ally, Capital One does allow you to create multiple savings accounts for each of your financial goals. So you could mimic the same concept of separating your savings into different categories. Also, with this account, you can't withdraw money from your savings at an ATM since there isn't an ATM card. So you'll need to transfer your funds to another account first if you want to take out some cash. With that being said, Capital One does offer a 360 checking account. And with that account, you have access to over 70,000 free ATMs, 2-day early access to paychecks, and no fees including overdraft. You can also deposit cash at CVS or Walgreens to your checking account for free using Add Cash in Store. On top of that, Capital One app is easy to use and allows you to manage all of your accounts in one place. For a simple account with a good bank and a high APY, you really can't go wrong with the 360 savings account, along with the added bonus for convenience that you could also pair this up with their checking account. Third on the list is Discover. And this is another pretty well-known name brand with a solid high-yield savings account that's offering a 4.3% APY. This account has no minimum opening deposit or balance requirements, along with no monthly fees, and it's FDIC insured for the standard $250,000. They also have early pay, which allows you to get your direct deposit up to 2 days early. Currently, there's a bonus offer to get $150 or $200 when opening a savings account. In order to earn $150, you would need to deposit $15,000, and to earn $200, you would need to deposit $25,000, both within 30 days of opening the account. These deposit requirements are pretty big for these bonus amounts, especially when you compare it to some other banks where you can get a little more for a lot less. While the Discover Savings is fairly simple when it comes to features, one thing that's pretty cool on the homepage is that Discover has an online savings calculator where you can adjust the starting amount and the years to see what you would earn in interest over time, as well as a comparison table where you can also add a few other banks to see the difference in account offerings against Discover. You can see here that they're really sticking it to some of the big banks by showing their low APYs and additional fees. While this is a more simplified account, you still have a nice APY offering, also the ability to pair the savings account with the Discover checking account, which will make it easier for you to take cash if that's something you're looking for. And if you wanted to stay under the Discover umbrella, they also offer a nice cashback credit card. Next up is Marcus by Goldman Sachs. This is a pretty straightforward savings account that many people have been using for some time, and currently their high yield savings account has a 4.4% APY. There's no monthly minimums or monthly fees with this account, and is FDIC insured up to $250,000. There's also no limit on transfers or withdrawals that you make with this account. They also have an easy to use mobile app that includes Marcus Insights, which is a combination of tools and trackers to help you understand your finances. For example, you can see a breakdown of your spending by different categories, monitor your cash flow, and even see how much you've spent on your most frequented merchants. To make it even better, you can link all the external accounts from other banks and financial institutions that you're using. Something else worth knowing is that the Apple Card's high yield savings account is provided by Goldman Sachs. This account has a 4.15% APY with no fees at all, and it's FDIC insured. So if you have this Apple credit card, then all you need to do is go through the app and open the savings account. This works like any other standard savings account where you can link your external bank accounts, and when you create this account, it automatically sets you up to have your Apple daily cash that you earn deposited into the savings. Now, some drawbacks to this account is that you can't deposit or withdraw cash because the account doesn't come with a debit card or an ATM card. Their app doesn't support mobile check deposits, and there's no checking account offered, so you don't have the option to pair it with the savings. While this account doesn't have exceptional benefits, it's still a good high yield savings account without the added fees. Fifth on the list is SoFi. SoFi is an online bank that has some pretty great features as well as a nice rate. SoFi's high yield savings account currently has an APY of 4.5%. The account is FDIC insured, as well as there's no minimum balance requirement fees or monthly account fees. There's also a bonus promotion going on where you can earn from $50 up to $250 when you set up a direct deposit. So this would be a $50 cash bonus for direct deposits that total up between $1,000 and $4,999, and $250 for $5,000 or more. How this works is you have a 25-day period starting from when SoFi receives the direct deposit, and they define a direct deposit as deposits of $1,000 or more from an enrolled member's employer, payroll, benefits provider, or government agency. So this excludes check deposits and any payments from Venmo, PayPal, or any other type of transfers. You also have a nice feature called Vaults, which is similar to Ally Bank's saving buckets, where you can create vaults that are dedicated to specific savings goals. For example, you may have a vault for a down payment for a car, an emergency fund, or something like remodeling your home. And you can have a total up to 20 vaults, which are able to set up automatic transfers based on the frequency that you'd like for each one. Now, there are two things you need to be aware of when it comes to this account. First is you need to be able to set up direct deposit in order to get that higher rate of 4.5%. This is a big deal because if you don't, then you'll have a 1.2% APY on your savings account instead of the 4.5%. So be sure to consider this. The second thing is when you open an account with SoFi, you're required to get both a checking and savings account. so you can't choose to open one or the other. But the plus side to this is the checking account earns an APY of 0.5%. Now, this isn't anything crazy compared to their savings account, but for a checking account, it's better than many others. On top of that, you do get access to over 55,000 all-point ATMs to withdraw money from your account for no fee, overdraft protection, which you need direct deposit set up to unlock, and 2 days early access to your direct deposits. You also get automatic roundups on all debit card purchases, which are then put back into your savings vault. And when it comes to cash deposits, they have a variety of retail partners to choose from, but just know they will charge a fee up to $4.95. Overall, I think SoFi is a great online bank that offers a bunch of features, along with a decent APY on their checking and high APY on their savings account. Coming up next at number 6 is Wealthfront. If you didn't already know, Wealthfront is not a bank, but an investing platform. And the cash account that they offer is similar to the way a regular checking account is, but it has some of the features of what these other savings accounts have. The Wealthfront cash account comes in pretty high at 4.8% APY. This account has no monthly fees or minimums, along with no overdraft fees. Even though Wealthfront isn't a bank, your money is FDIC insured for up to $5 million. The reason it's so high is because Wealthfront allocates their deposits to partner banks instead of holding them. What this means is that your money can be deposited at up to 20 of their partner banks, which means you'll get 20 times the normal amount of FDIC insurance of $5 million rather than the $250,000 at an individual bank. This setup allows them to offer the features and the high APY that this account offers. And when it comes to these benefits and features, Wealthfront provides a debit card and access to over 19,000 no-fee ATMs. You can also get your paycheck up to 2 days earlier when setting up direct deposit. You have instant transfers to connected Wealthfront investment accounts, and only $1 minimum to open an account. There's a self-driving money feature which allows you to automate your savings plan, like setting up cash limit amounts or where to route your money to, whether that's savings buckets or a different account like a retirement account. And another feature that also falls under that is called categories, which will allow you to create and organize separate savings categories to track your different savings goals. You can also send checks from Wealthfront's website or the app for free, and this can be for recurring or one-time check payments. They will send the checks for you, and all you need to do is provide the amount, where to send it, and when the check should arrive, and they'll create and mail the check for you for free. For this feature, you'll need to meet 2 of Wealthfront's security requirements. First is that you've held an average balance of at least $2,500 across all your Wealthfront accounts for the last 60 days. And the second is that you have direct deposited at least $250. And the last feature they have is a referral program. And how it works is that if you invite someone to open a Wealthfront cash account, both you and your friend get a 3-month 0.5% APY boost on top of the current interest rates for 3 months. Now, there are some things to consider with this account, like when it comes to deposits, you can only do direct deposit or transfer money from other linked accounts. So this means you're unable to deposit cash into your account. There also aren't any physical branches that you can go into in person, along with no initial sign-up bonuses like you see with an account like SoFi. Aside from that, if you're looking for one of the highest APY savings account that also still manages to have some nice features and a higher than normal FDIC coverage, then this is one that you should look into. On to number 7 is CIT Bank. This has been one of the highest yielding savings accounts for some time, with an APY of 5.05%. There are no account opening fees or monthly maintenance fees, which is nice, as well as it's FDIC insured. And when it comes to opening an account, there's a one-time $100 minimum deposit, but other than that, this card doesn't really offer much else in account features. Now, there is one very important piece to be aware of in order to get this high APY of 5.05%, and that is you must keep a balance of $5,000 or more. If you're under $5,000, then you're only gonna get a tiny 0.25% in interest. It's a pretty huge difference, so it's essential that you maintain the account balance above that amount for that higher APY. Now, if you know that you end up using that money that's saved in the account and it will drop below $5,000 at some point, then this account probably won't be worth it for you. CIT Bank has another option called the Savings Connect account. This account has the same features along with the $100 required deposit that's required to open it. The difference is, with this account, it offers a slightly lower APY of 4.65%, and there's no minimum balance requirement to keep this APY. Some things also to consider with the CIT bank accounts is that there's no physical banks for in-person banking, as well as no access to ATMs for cash deposit. While there isn't the perfect account for everyone, it will depend on your financial situation and preferences. But I hope this gave you a better idea of some account options to get the most out of increasing your savings. If there are some accounts that you think should have made it on the list, please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.